Hi, it's Paul with rackoutfitters.com, here to show you the T2 Pro hitch-mounted platform bicycle rack. And here we have the 2-inch version installed onto this vehicle that has the 2-inch receiver hitch. The 2-inch version is the 9034. It's also available in a 1.25" version for 1.25" hitches, and that's the 9035. So I'll go over some of the key features on this rack. First, we'd like to start with how the rack attaches to the hitch. Right now it's in the deployed position. We're going to go ahead and put it in the stowed position. And we just rotate these ratcheting hold down arms down. And then I'm going to grab the grab handle and rotate it into that stowed position. Now here down below, we have a tools-free turn knob. This knob, I can just simply unscrew it, turning counterclockwise. With that loose, on the opposite side, there is a auto pin, which I will disengage from the hole in the hitch and then slide the hitch out. Now we can show the structure of this hitch base. For starters, what's holding it into the hitch is the auto pin is connecting into the hole on the side of the hitch, and then this wedge is providing an effective anti-wobble both vertically and horizontally into the hitch. So when that turn knob is tight, you have a very solid and secure anti-wobble connection to your hitch. While you're here, you can also see the structure of this steel hitch base. It's designed for exceptional strength, but also it has a grid structure to save weight as well. So it's highly engineered and thoughtfully designed to be both strong and as light as possible. So now what we'll do is go ahead and reinstall it. It's always easiest to install the hitch rack when it's in the stowed position. As you see it here, you can simply lift and then find your hitch and just have the stinger resting on the bottom ledge of your receiver and then bring it to a vertical position. And then begin sliding inward. This is the point where you'll use your auto pin. So once it's past the collar of your hitch, you can simply just put your finger on it, give it some inward pressure, and it'll automatically find your hole on the side of your hitch. And that is an important safety feature. So even if the turn knob were to be loose, it still can't actually just slide off on its own. So next, as you can see here, the rack is very loose and wobbly, but again, it won't actually come off. But what we'll go ahead and do is tighten this knob. As I get close to tight, I also want to lift and jiggle it to make sure that that wedge finds and gets seated into the corner of your hitch. And now with that tight, you have a very, very secure anti-wobble both vertically and horizontally. So next you can see there is a place to insert a key here. Locks are included with this rack. I'll go ahead and turn it to the lock position. And now with it in the lock position, that turn knob just spins freely and does not tighten or loosen the hitch. To remove it, you would just turn it into the unlock position, and now you can actually unscrew it and detach it from your receiver hitch. I'll go ahead and lock it back again. Next, what we want to see are the adjusters for the trays. So each tray is attached to the hitch base using 4 fasteners. Those fasteners can be loosened to allow each of these silver tubular steel trays to slide back and forth, and that gives you the ability to minimize any contact between your 2 bikes. So it allows for offset between the 2 trays. Currently they're in the neutral position, but when you load your bicycles, if there's any contact, you can offset one to the left and the other to the right, and minimize any chance for 2 bikes touching each other. Now let's focus in on the release lever. So the release lever is in a very convenient location, right where you would want to grab it, very easily accessible. You simply grip the gray handle and lift, and that disengages it from the stowed position. At that point you can let go of the gray handle and just hold the black end and guide it down. It'll automatically engage into the carrying position. That same lever allows you to grip it again and drop it into the access position. This position allows you to have 2 bikes loaded and still access the back of your vehicle in most cases depending on the hatch and the bicycle combination. And we'll demonstrate that with a bicycle loaded in just a moment. Now again, I'm going to bring it back into the stowed position. I don't touch the gray handle, I just simply lift and it automatically engages into that position. So here you can take a closer look. Once again, they've carried over the grid structure that we looked at from the hitch base to each wheel tray. These are a plastic wheel tray, but they're lightened up by removing a lot of material, but they're still very strong and connected with 4 fasteners to the tray. These cradles are designed to accommodate a wide range of tire sizes. There's a thin section here for thin road bike tires, and then there's wide sections out here all the way up to 5-inch wide fat tire bikes. And then when you come back to the opposite end here, you can see you have a rear wheel tray. Again, this can accommodate thin road bike tire sizes all the way up to very wide 5-inch wide mountain bike tire sizes. There's a hidden feature built into this rear wheel cradle, and that is the strap, which right now it's in its normal length for thin road bike and normal mountain bike size tires. But let's look at this other end of it, and I'll demonstrate how you can convert this to lengthen the strap. So I'll disconnect the strap, pull off this rubber protector, and I'm going to feed this strap outward, and you can see how it's coming out here. So right now it's anchored into the forward position. So we're going to disengage it, and now instead of anchoring it to that forward position, we're going to anchor it to this opposite side, and now you have a much longer strap, and here you can see how you could accommodate a much bigger tire size. So that's a hidden feature built into this design, very innovative. Also, not only is this a ratchet, but it has a mechanism that allows you to click it to get it tight to your tire. So it's a very strong, sturdy design. Again, it can slide back and forth on this tubular steel tray, so you can have it really close for short wheelbase BMX bikes, or all the way out to the very end for long wheelbase bikes, all the way up to a 50.5-inch length wheelbase. There's no concern about this coming off the end. There's a stopper to prevent that. Next, we'll go ahead and load a bike. To do that, we'll put that bike on the inside position. I'm going to rotate the ratcheting hold down arm forward. I'm going to release the rear wheel strap and get that back out of my way. I got my mountain bike here, pretty standard mountain bike. Just going to drop the front wheel into the front wheel cradle and drop the rear wheel onto the rear tray. I'm going to grab this gray handle and lift up this hold down hook. There's a release button on the inside there that I'm just pressing with my fingers to bring it all the way to its highest point. This arm can go all the way up for 29-inch wheel bikes, and then all the way down for small BMX 20-inch wheel bikes. So all the way up to 29, all the way down to 20, no adapters necessary to cover that range. Now we want to bring down this hook to where it's as close as possible to your first point of contact without actually making contact. Once it makes contact with the tire, you want to give it a couple good firm clicks. Make sure it has a really good strong firm grip onto that front tire. Now we'll come to the back and we'll go ahead and slide this rear cradle underneath the tire. We always want that to be basically directly below the axle of your rear wheel. So centered under your rear wheel. And then we can run the strap over the top of the rim and then down through your cradle. And then that will give the rear wheel a good secure connection. Now at this point we want to go ahead and demonstrate again how you actually do have full access to the back of your vehicle even with the bike loaded. I'm going to go ahead and grab the end of the handle and also pull that gray lever to allow the rack to tip down. And now I'm going to go ahead and open up the rear hatch. And here you can see how you have full access to the back of the vehicle even with the bicycle loaded. Now in this particular vehicle, the hitch is actually inset from the end of the bumper about 3 inches or more. And most hitches are actually flush with the end of the bumper. So when you have your hitch and it's flush with the end of the bumper, you can count on having excellent clearance with the rack in the stowed position, and usually plenty of clearance to open up the rear hatch without it hitting the end of the handlebars or your inside pedal. Now we'll go ahead and bring it back to the carrying position. Just lift, automatically snaps into that carrying position. And now I'll demonstrate the security that's provided to lock the bicycle to the rack. And that's housed in the arm, extremely convenient. There's also a spring retention, so that's always there for you. It automatically retracts. So I'll pull that out. Now you have a lock mechanism that slides along the length of this braided steel cable. You just take your cable, run it through your bicycle frame, bring it back to your lock housing, and here you can see where you insert the key into the key matched lock cylinder, and then just turn that to the lock position. And now you have a very effective and convenient deterrent for theft. I'll go ahead and remove that. And each bike does get its own cable, so you have an independent cable lock for the inside bike, and then another independent cable lock for the outside bike. And all locks, this bike cable, and the locking hitch knob, all are key matched. So one key works on all of these security devices. So those are all the key features of the T2 Pro. I'm Paul with rackoutfitters.com. This product and the full line of Thule products is available at rackoutfitters.com. Please click the information icon at the top of this video for more details, pricing, and our promotions. Thank you for watching.